What's going on, guys? It's Jake here from Chief Live Gaming. Today bringing you an update video. I'm very excited about this update, guys. We have finally finished this little squadron of vehicles that you see in front of you. These are Nurgle vehicles for my Nurgle Chaos Space Marines collection, as well as my 30k Death Guard Legion. And this little squadron of vehicles here has been featured in a couple of other videos moving along in the channel, and I've been working on these now for quite a while, just a few hours a day, or as much as I can, really, a couple hours if I can, and they're finally done. It's been a labor of love, a lot of time into these. I busted out every technique I knew for these vehicles, and I really just wanted to make them top-notch and kind of like a flagship of my collection. So, you know, you show up to the table and you have these fantastic looking pieces. Those are kind of your centerpieces, and I really wanted these vehicles to be that for my Death Guard collection, and I feel like they turned out pretty well. I was happy with how everything worked out. I was really nervous that I would muck these up and screw them up a little bit, but you know, I think they turned out. So let's take a look, and I'll go over to some of the features with you guys, some of the finer points of these models. But before I do that, I want to mention that if you guys are looking for some more pictures, some more detailed looks at these vehicles, I'm going to put a slideshow at the end of this video with pictures that I take with my DSLR camera and my light box for my website, as well as just for my personal collection, my personal use. So if you want to see some higher quality pictures, go ahead and jump through to the end of the video, and I'll have a few there for you guys to take a look at. So let's go over some of these features. Again, I kind of went all out with these. I didn't want to hold anything back, and let's start with the most obvious. So as you can see, a very heavy amount of green stuff conversion work done to these vehicles. Each and every vehicle, very large amount of green stuff Nurgle work here. So we have the Forge World Death Guard front plates, as well as the side doors on these Rhinos here, surrounded with a lot of green stuff work. Try to get it in the light for you guys as best as I can here. Some green stuff featuring on the top, and really just a good amount of green stuff time into this squadron here. So that was one of the major time sinks. It actually probably took just as much time to do the green stuff work as it did to paint these. The painting actually didn't take as long as I had thought it would. So yeah, that green stuff work has been done. We've also got a lot of battle damage to these Rhinos. I'll just pick up the same one here. As you can see, a lot of bullet holes, and these are actually drilled holes. They're not painted. Everything is an actual hole right in that Rhino there. So we have a healthy amount of battle damage on each and every vehicle here. I really wanted these to look worn, and like they've been through a lot of battles, seen a lot of combat, and that battle damage reflects that. So we also have, as you can see, a Havoc missile launcher and the bolter variant on top of each Rhino. These are magnetized to allow for weapon destroyed options and stuff like that. So that's been done to each vehicle. We've also drilled out all the barrels, things like the oh boy, let's not chip them up. The exhaust, I guess, tips here have all been drilled out. Little things like that, anything I could find that was like a barrel or some kind of surface that I thought would need to be drilled out, I've done that. Let's see, I know I'm going to forget something. Pigments and powders were used to weather these vehicles. I'm pretty new to using powders. This is only like the second time ever I've used pigments, so you know, that was a little bit of an experiment. I was pretty nervous about that, but they turned out really well. I was very, very happy with how that turned out. I actually ended up not using a binder at all. A lot of people that I've seen say to apply the weathering pigments and bind it with like, you know, isopropyl alcohol, rubbing alcohol, something like that, and that'll bind them. And then maybe you can do like a varnish, a clear coat over that. What I did because when I did that before, it manipulates the powders when you put the binder on. I'm probably just doing it wrong, but it does add a little bit of an effect to the powders themselves when you apply that binder, and I didn't really want that to happen, so I just put on the powders, got them settled how I wanted, took them out and clear coated them with a matte varnish from there. So I did it that way. Really happy, would highly recommend trying that out if you guys are you know, trying to work with powders, you're having some difficulty. So on top of that, we have a very healthy amount of blood. As you can see, a lot of people might argue that I overdid the blood here. Let me know what you guys think. I feel like maybe a little heavy on the blood effect, but there's reasoning behind that. I am extremely aggressive with my vehicles in your average game. I really wanted to reflect that with the blood, the amount of blood that is present on these rhinos, on these vehicles. They've seen combat, they're in the front lines. They're not just transports. I use these as physical beings to block the battlefield, to create funnels for enemy, to tank shock infantry. I'm very aggressive, and I really wanted to display that. And I feel like after all these battles, there would just be blood everywhere on these rhinos. So I really wanted to show that off, but a little bit worried that I overdid the effect on some of the areas. Let me know what you guys think. That's my only real concern about this project. A little too much blood, but I think it adds a nice contrast. You know, even if it maybe is a little too heavy, it adds a nice effect. It really does. So I'm back and forth. I'm really back and forth on that. Let's see, other minor effects, just like, you know, standard stuff like putting soot. Let's maybe zoom in on something back here. See if I can do this properly. The oh god, there we go. The black around the barrels, you can see the heat would provide some kind of blackening of the rust on the barrels and things like that. Just small touches like that I wanted to add. Yeah, so I don't think there was anything else I wanted to mention, but I just, man, super happy with how these turned out. I hope you guys are as excited about these as I am. Let me know what you guys think, really. I love hearing your comments. It keeps me going, it keeps me motivated. Please let me know what you think of my work. Again, some pictures coming up for you guys, some higher quality, more detailed looks at these models. But for now, just a nice overview for you guys. If you have any criticism or suggestions for how I could improve on these rhinos, let me know. I'd love to hear your comments, your suggestions, things like that. And as a side note, just before I get into the pictures, I do want to mention, guys, that this channel is only possible because of people like you. So thank you guys so much for being supportive, for watching my videos. And it really helps me out if you could maybe just tell a friend about my channel that you know likes wargaming. Send them on over here, have them take a look at my channel. I'd really appreciate it. And for any of you that are looking to support me even more, you can head over to maybe my Patreon page or my website, provide some kind of donation if you feel like you want to do that. But please, guys, don't feel obligated. That's just there for those of you that maybe want to take it one step further. Just staying here and watching my videos, I really appreciate it. So let's move into some pictures, guys, and we'll take a look at these rhinos a little more closely.